WordPress is an amazing platform on which to develop your next website. Probably the best thing about WordPress is that once you have successfully installed the initial WordPress software where it needs to be installed, you have before you a blank canvas on which you will only be limited by your imagination. WordPress is a content management system, or CMS, which allows you to use it to manage all your digital content on any single website that you create using WordPress. Pictures, videos, articles, and audio, as well as any files you include in your upload area for eventual download by your customers. All digital content can be posted, formatted, and served to your customers using a WordPress website. But don't let the fact that WordPress is very powerful make you think it is also extremely complicated. It really isn't. In fact, while there are things you need to know how to do in order to install the WordPress software correctly, once you get through the initial process once, you will know how to do it over and over again, and trust me, you will. WordPress websites can become addictive, and once you install and create one for one business or topic, you'll find yourself wanting to do another one for another business or topic, and so on and so on. I think you get the picture. Let's take a moment to discuss in brief the major steps you need to take in order to create your first WordPress website. Select and register a domain name. If I was to compare building a new WordPress website to building a new house, this is how I'd do it. The domain of any website, the thing people type into their browser to get to your website, the www.mydomain.com, this is the land that you need to buy before you can build your house. All domains are unique. Only one person can own them. So before you do anything else, before you can build a website, you have to buy your land, which is your domain name. Once you have your land, it's time to lay the foundation. Purchase web hosting. When building a house, after you buy the land, the next thing to do is to lay the foundation. The house has to be built on something sturdy, and in the case of our website, the something sturdy is web hosting. Simply put, web hosting is nothing more than a specialized computer, called a server, that contains your WordPress website on it. When people type your website address into their browser, the browser is directed to this computer to view your website. This foundation can have many forms. It can be a computer that contains many websites on it all at once. This is called shared hosting, since many websites share the same computer. It can also be a computer that contains only one website. This is called dedicated hosting, since an entire computer is dedicated to just one website. Web hosting prices vary greatly, and one of the deciding factors is how many websites are using the same computer. Specifically, shared hosting is usually the cheapest option, while a dedicated server, also called dedicated hosting, is almost always the most expensive option. Now that your land is bought and you've laid the foundation, it's time to build your house. Install WordPress. Installing WordPress on your web hosting is the same as building your house on the foundation you laid on the land you bought. It's the final step in getting your basic WordPress website up and running. And here is where the fun begins. Once you install the WordPress software, you will have the most basic WordPress website anyone can have. It's typically called the default install. From here, it's up to you as to where you want to go. If all you want to do is create a single landing page which will capture a person's email address, called a squeeze page, then that's what you can do. There are plugins that can make that very simple, or you can use the standard WordPress editor to create a simple landing page and you're off and running. Or, with a little more time and effort, you can create that blog where you are posting on a regular basis, and when people come to your WordPress website, they can see your blog in post format. Or maybe you want to create an online store on your WordPress website. There are themes and plugins, both free and paid, that can help you create a wonderful looking online store from which you can start selling physical and/or digital goods today. The point is, once you do the 3 steps listed here, select and register a domain name, purchase web hosting, and install WordPress, and you have your initial WordPress website installation complete and ready to go, the sky is the limit. You will only be limited by your imagination and, depending on how many paid themes and plugins you wish to purchase to add to your WordPress website, your budget.